My character's point of view makes total sense to me. She's very prickly, and I could understand how a mother would feel with her firstborn daughter donating her egg. There's such complicated feelings.
And I was very worried that she would seem, like a bitch.
No. Yeah.
And when you hit my brain, I was like, no, she's the one. I had to track her down.
So glad.
I called her. My husband and I went through fertility issues, but I never really wanted to write about it. When I was going through it with my husband, IVF, adoption, everything, a good friend of mine said, this is really fascinating material, you should write about this. I realized that a whole sort of slew of my friends were sort of approaching this problem. I became really interested in it. I wrote it on spec in my office by myself. It was quickly set up at a company, but it was in a development mode, and it fell into a kind of languishing, it languished there for a while, and then it became clear that it wasn't the proper place for the movie for a variety of reasons. They kindly gave us the script back in turnaround, and Netflix swooped in and saved our asses.
I just was amazed at how crazily, precisely, beautifully written it was. It felt like a movie about just an existential thing, about people trying to get along in their lives, as well as all the other things that it's about. And I knew that these guys were going to be doing it, and so there was no reason not to do it.
We got together at Paul's house, and Tamara made us delicious pasta, and we ate and talked and read a little.
You read
and
this whole script?
I think we read the whole thing.
Yeah.
We read every scene.
We read every scene.
Talked about every scene.
We looked actually at which was a world that I knew nothing about, was the donor websites. They really do look like dating websites. Like you see thumbnail pictures of the women, and you see like their stats.
I started deep diving into this crazy world and looking at those profiles, and I talked to a woman who had donated her eggs in college, and it was something that she did for monetary reasons to stay in school. And I was really overwhelmed by the fact that I talked to several women who talked about the shame they felt. That spoke to me on a very deep level.
In the New York Times, there was a column called Motherload, and in the Motherload column, they were a woman was sort of doing a diary, entries about her IVF process, and some people were, identifying with her story, but there was a lot of anger, and it was almost like the flip side of abortion or something. It was so, you shouldn't do that. That is against nature almost, and It was interesting.
So what I love so much about this script is that they're just women that you can see reflected in the world. And it's like they're anti-stereotypes of people. They're just humans, and they're not archetypes at all.
3 women that are each at different, an end game, sort of empty nest moment, fertile youngster, and someone kind of on the edge.
And it's interesting, too, that there can be a notion for people
really
not
does
involved
come
in that don't know about that world of in vitro fertility, that it's some easy, breezy thing. And we're really peeking in and being like, oh, my God.
That is true.
There's a lot of infertility stories that couples have put online that chart their journeys and set to music. But there's so many of them.
It's amazing.